You catch me here outside Delahunt, 39 Camden Street lower. Cassidy's Irish pub, a couple of doors up this way. Frank's is back down the street. And I'm going to give you a bit of a tour of Delahunt from our cocktail bar, which is in this door, and the restaurant, which is through here. Window seat, which people love for two. Follow me in here. Sit in here, see the world go by. Perfect for window watching. Also very private. Sometimes a little bit too private, but that's another story. Let's go. So basically, main restaurant, and we put our both bars back in. Here's the cool part. Pretend to be the bartender for the night, or sit on this side, sit across from each other. I kind of love that one big table. So this is the bar service area, and it's all original behind. So this was all restored by us when we restored the building, and a lot of people don't see it, but that's the original sign from outside. So that would have been actually outside the building, but conservation asked us to keep it inside to keep it like restored or everything like that. But we actually found that in the basement when we were doing all the work. And then along here, now we have all the tables separate, but this can all be joined for weddings and one big long group. So now we're in the, as what we call the back section of the restaurant. Basically, it's a small restaurant, like, you know, it's intimate setting. There's two sections, the front section and the back section. And that's for staff as well. Like if we have two servers, we obviously have a really strong person in the back, really strong person in the front, bartender, and then a couple of guys who do the pass and float around as well. Now, as you see, it's all set up individual tables, but like this table here, which is now set for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we can join that again and have a group of 12 or 14 all along here. So they're all in their own area. And it's so that's the flexibility that we have to have now with different groups and parties and stuff like that. And a lot of people ask for the artwork. So these are original German school artwork for, like, it would have been from like I can't even think of the word now. Botanical prints, yeah. So these are botanical prints from like a training school, which they would have studied for, like botany or whatever like that. Was it botany? Botany studies? Yeah. So it would have been like study of the botany. Steve is our like in-house historian. So he kind of gives us all he's just behind the scenes always. So anytime I ask him for history stuff, he just gives it to us. Okay, let's keep going. So you can get me on this one and just do that. Remember I used to do that one. And then you can find me in the Snug as well. During the day, I'm usually in here if anyone's looking for me. But it's great because you can just disappear them and out once. Okay, Snug. I've talked about this before. So this is the original cash office, our cash room, when it would have been like one. Well, basically, I should have told people this, but it's originally like a high-end grocery store. So you would have bought your tea or Guinness or cold cuts of meat and come in here and pay for them. Put down, table for 10. Right, let's go. East. Right, where are we going next? Today, Thursday, they do a deep clean. Check that out on YouTube video. So you can see everything's been broken down. They come in early, whole place gets stripped, and then they start doing prep. One of the most important machines in any restaurant is the coffee machine. And also it's very close to the kitchen, so it makes it handy because they're the ones that drink half of the coffee in the place. So yeah, our friends in Treaty, Colin Harmon supplies us with really good coffee, and they're set up here then for all their Irish coffees. At the end of the night, tea station over here. Anything else? Stop laughing. Well, oh yeah. We call bespoke shelving done by myself here as well. Carpentry skills, handiest man in Ireland. Darren at Delahunt.ie if anyone's looking for any of these. Right, let's go. Okay. This is kind of one of the most interesting parts of the restaurant because a lot of people don't know about it, but it's the courtyard. So you might have seen recently, but what we've done is we've introduced a snack menu for the bar and the courtyard. So because of the good weather in Ireland, you can come in and get a snack in our sunny terrace, or as we like to refer to, courtyard. So there you go, the roof opens in the summer. That's usually like around 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, yeah. Oh yes, there is actually. Peace and love, we have that there. Just our religious roots. Steve's also our resident charity shop. Scavenger, would it be? Scavenger. Because a lot of the stuff, actually, that's actually a good one to say, but a lot of the stuff in Delahunt we actually get from local charity shops. Because they always have their own furniture and stuff like that. So what's behind this door, you might know. Our glamorous bean area. So people might want to know what goes on behind the scenes. So we actually have to have a lot of bins and storage for all the crates that come in, deliveries. And this is where we do a running battle with all the staff about trying to keep it nice and clean. But yeah, it is actually looking pretty good at the moment. So thanks, Steve. Right, let's go. With a local artist who helped with when we opened up first, Nikki Hooper. She did all these illustrations, which people always ask about. So I did mention the coffee machine is here, but this is one of the original cabinets from the when it was a shop as well. So we've actually restored it and turned it into like kind of storage area. So we have all the kitchen's pickles up here, but it's really handy for all the plates because the pass is right here. So literally the guys can grab their plates, and it kind of looks nice as well, I think. Welcome to the basement of Delahunt. Okay, so a good restaurant needs a good storage area, and you'll see a few comments on some of the videos about some jealous restaurant owners and all the space we have, but like you need all this stuff when you're running a restaurant. Like, so basically we have like storage of everything from all our like drinks to like all our like back of house stuff, from napkins to coffee to Z folds to empty kegs to gas. This building and Camden Street have terrible water supply, so we have thousands of litres of water. A 1,000-litre water tank here, two 500-litre ones, 2,000 litres on the roof, and because we used to always run out of water, so we never run out of water anymore. As we call this, the welcome to the Tighty Whitey department. So Delahunt's laundrette, it's called. So basically we wash all our own kitchen towels, all the aprons for the guys in the kitchen, and all the kitchen cloths, all the polishing cloths, all our Christmas decorations here in storage, which is actually for next year. And we have a walk-in fridge where we have all our wine and all our kegs. We have staff changing rooms for the guys when they come here, so they can get changing all in here. Office, more fridge storage. This room is an extra, no, didn't work. Extra prep room for the kitchen, ice machines, dehumidifiers, fucking vac packs, ice cream machines, retail coffee grinder, spare thermomixes. We have 2 thermomixes in the restaurant, and we keep an extra 2 spare here when anything breaks. We have spares of everything. Hoshizaki ice machine, so you get those perfect squares. All the kitchen's backpack bags, all spare Thermomix things, all our oil, all the kitchen dry goods, so you don't have to keep it all up there. Spare mixers, spare coffee machines, basically everything down here if anything ever breaks. So we have a vac pack up in the kitchen, and then we have a spare one here if that breaks. And then we have ice cream machine up there, we have another one here, and then to do all the dehydrating here. So the joys about owning a restaurant is when you go anywhere, you see shit and your head gets wrecked. So Steve, just let you know, those mats downstairs are from Frank's. And they're to go back because they keep dropping them in the barbers down there because Frank's not open. So they brought them up. So we had like, Frank's has 1 mat and we have like 10 mats now. So because the driver keeps leaving them in the barber shop. That's just one of the little joys of back of house owning a restaurant. So probably the most asked about question in the whole restaurant is what's behind that door? So obviously back in the day, people were a lot smaller. So like technically it's just this normal door above her. Or maybe I just look a lot bigger than what normal people were back in the 1900s. But anyway, it's the door to upstairs. So you remember, you ready? So you seen me outside this door earlier. So you can come in straight from the street up to the cocktail bar and what lies behind the cocktail bar. And then we had a load of old photos from different jobs that myself and my dad used to do. We used to do a lot of storage for pubs and refurbing pubs and stuff like that. So we put them on the walls here going up. Which is kind of cool because they're all totally random, but like, you know, people kind of see them and walk and have a look as you're on your way up to the cocktail bar. Coming up the stairs, after you see my calves, you'll see that the handrail actually, behind it, it's all one piece of wood. So it's actually built in so your hands go into it. But if you look in here, like little bits, little details like this, you'll see they bent. It's not like cuts, you know, it's all original. And it's all like, it's one piece of wood that they made the handrail out of and then did joins here. So cocktail bar. So originally this was the good room of when it was one building. So basically when it was a shop downstairs, it would have been lived upstairs by the people who worked in the shop. So the owners, they would have worked in the shop and lived up here. And we checked some of the census, which is basically like a record of people who lived in all of Dublin. So any house you can search up. And the census had a different, it would say like what members of society lived in the house. So it would have been like, there was a couple of servants which lived up in the top floors, and there was then the owners, and there would have been their children and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see like who lived in the building. And then a lot of people come in and say, I also had been to a party up here, because during the time before we got it, it was basically like kind of a student house. So there was a lot of parties up here and a lot of people came here for. And then you'll see in every room in the whole building, there was a fireplace. So basically there was no heating. So they would have like lit a fire. So could you imagine like, you know, the servants going around at night before it got cold, like lighting every fire in the whole building, like carrying wood and coal up through the whole building. Probably would have been kept in the basement. Out the front, you'll see we have a hatch that's for the keg drop. But originally that would have, when we came in here originally, that had this cool, like a chute in it. And it was like basically when all the deliveries used to come in, which would have been the wine and the kegs and coal and everything would have come in through the chute off the street, and then they would have stored it all. There was all arches down the basement originally, and all these arches had different stuff in them. So everything from like coal to like wine to like Guinness. And obviously it was kind of cooler down there, so it was obviously kept down. That was their cold room, or basically like it. Now it's our cocktail bar, so it's basically for people to come and have a drink before or after dinner, or just anyone just come in and have a drink. It's just a really nice space and really nice drinks. Remember I was talking about the fireplace in every room. So basically you'll see here, that's Steve turning the music back on. But bulb gone. There you go, Joy's Own Restaurant, bulb gone. There you go, fireplace in our toilet. So this would have been obviously a small bedroom, and we turned it into the toilets for upstairs, and that's how they would have heated it. So another part of Delahunt that a lot of people don't see is drink studio. So Martin, who set up the cocktail bar in Delahunt originally, worked for us many years and still actually one of our good friends, has set up his business now with Milan, another of his best friends, but they're really amazing cocktail guys. And this is what they've created. Besides this stuff on the bar. So they've built their own training room and bar. So basically they can come in here. They have a lab in here. So basically they have a lab where they create all their cocktails, all the drinks for different bars that they work with, their own stuff. So it's cool because they can have people in the training room and in the bar and looking out, and then people working in here. And it's kind of, I just love working with nice people, and these guys are really into cocktails, and it's just nice to have this buzz in the building because you kind of, when you have other people that are into something, it just creates a nice atmosphere, and it's like, it inspires everyone because the guys are so particular about what they do. It gives everyone a push. So a lot of information there. And if anyone has any questions about the building or the whole, what it takes to run a restaurant, just ask in the comments and we'll be happy to fill you in and also give you some steps and guides to dancing. Sorry about that.